Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV, and the plan for today's episode is to continue on with the Conjurer Guild quest with E-Sumi-Yan. We are currently on the level 10 Trial by Wind. Let's go ahead and talk to E-Sumi-Yan.
Greetings, Flying. Each time we meet, the part of a Conjurer benefits you ever better. In the previous lesson, you learned about the element of Earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Travel to Full Flower Comb in the East Shroud and seek the teachings of Hearer. Though scant few years have passed since her coming of age, Wulifi is a conjurer of consummate skills who is able to divine the will of air elements with uncommon clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lessons in this mysteries of wind.
Okay, heading to Hawthorne Hut. This is in the East Shroud, then we're going to head off to the west. Okay, here at location to talk to Wulifi.
You must be flying. Brother E-Sumi-Yan sent word to expect you. It shall be my pleasure to instruct you on the patterns of gusts and gales. Now, how to proceed? Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the little title of Hearer, and well, you are my first student. Yes, I believe I have a suitable task for you. To the east of Sweet Bloom Pier, there is a small spring given rise to a pool. Go there and clean the air of honeybee swarms, which later took up residence in the air. You must seem uncertain. Mayhap you wonder at the connection between my request and the subject of your study. I sympathize, Flying, but trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this deed will deepen your understanding of wind.
Okay, heading up north now.
Welcome back. I take it bees are no more. Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Vilkins' preferred flowers in the vicinity of the spring? I ask because there were none. Strange then it is not that the bees should choose to congregate there. And what has caused this aberrant behavior? Still, your mind and reach out with your senses. Can you feel it? The path of the wind varies from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along its wake. Something is playing havoc with the air currents. Such a disturbance bespeaks corruption. Return to the spring near Sweet Bloom Pier and search for pockets of corrupted air. Should you find one, use your powers and conjuring to disperse it.
Okay, looks like going back and forth now. Good thing I got flight and we can go really, really fast. And that's just if I don't get lost.
Well done. The wind no longer keens its frustration. Let us return to Full Flower. I must apologize for exposing you to such danger. The corruption was greater than I anticipated, but it is through such trials that we flourish as conjurers. Now then, Flying, what did you learn as your struggles within the air's grasp? You will doubtlessly have noticed that wind does not strike with the instant, crushing force of earth. Instead, it torments one's form, dancing across every surface and leaving 1,000 tiny wounds in its wake. There are the agonies of erosion. Having experienced such pain, you are now intimately acquainted with wind's capacity for patient destruction. No land is a stranger to its power. When you stand under distant skies and you feel the wind's familiar caress upon your skin, remember the lesson you have learned here this day. I suppose I should be grateful that the latest elemental's disturbance manifests itself as such an opportune time. Only the gods know what I would have taught you, have it not. Yet the growing frequency of such phenomena begins to concern me. While it is true that the calamity wrought much harm upon the 12 woods, I suspect some other forces is at work here. I bid you remain wary, Flying. But enough of these ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is to an end. Return to Stillgate Fane and inform Brother E-Sumi of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank him for sending me such a willing first student.
Right back to the Conjurer Guild. Okay, back at the guild to turn in our quest to E-Sumi-Yan.
Welcome back, Flying. The elements inform me that you have opened your ears to the voice of wind. That is well. Having made allies of 2 elements, you are well on your way along the path of Conjurer, though full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient as you seek to embrace nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. They made you study wind, why bother? You don't need wind to heal things, whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Conjurer is inextricably bound with the nature, Sifli. That dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assume by your presence here that you have once again abandoned your true tutors. You must understand it is persistent in casting spells without the proper knowledge. I have all the knowledge I need. My mother never needed to embrace nature to heal, and the people she helped were thankful of her art. I'll learn conjuring the same way she did and become just as great of a conjurer, you'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you, Brother E-Sumi. I wanted to tell you that I discovered how to cast rays. How? What were you thinking, girl? You know not what you do, what you risk. You are meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I will have no recourse but to strip you of your name as a conjurer and banish you from our halls. Do I make myself clear? Why must you be so angry with me? I'm not as if I was trying to hurt anyone. But that's, Sifli, my dear child, that is precisely the point. My apologies, Flying. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. As you have heard, Sifli's mother was also a conjurer who was unable to use any spells outside of the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sifli seeks to emulate her in every way. It is rare and wondrous talent to heal without relying on the energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all that we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sifli to cast rays. I shudder to think what would happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon the true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I am only glad that those same failings have not hindered you. Whether it be with my help or in spite of it, I believe that you will become a finer conjurer. Already you are blessed with great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with the art, and as indeed I hope you shall. Yet however much you grow, however powerful you become, remember that ours is power borrowed, not taken.
Okay, so our next episode is going to be the level 15 Trials by Water for the E-Sumi-Yan Guildmaster Quest for the Conjurer. And with that, this will complete our episode for today. Thanks again for watching this Final Fantasy XIV episode. We will see you on the next video.